Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will be discussing the income tax authorities. So now let's move on to the slides here. So here this slide provides the details of the organizational hierarchy of the income tax authorities here. The entire income tax is governed by the Ministry of Finance of Government of India. Here, the state governments are not having any authority to modification of the income taxes here. The Government of India has constituted income tax authorities for the purpose of executing the Income Tax Act under Section 116. So when you look into this organizational hierarchy, at the top it is the Government of India, so which comes under the central government here. So it is working under the Ministry of Finance. So under that we have got a Supreme Board called as Central Board of Direct Taxes. So here under that we have got a Director General, or who is also called as Chief Commissioner of Income Tax. Then comes here the Director of Income Tax or Commissioner of Income Tax Appeals. Here appeals in the sense if there are any discrepancies that must be put before this officer. So this officer will take care of looking after the appeals which are lodged by the various assessees. Then below them additional directors who are also called as Additional Commissioner of Income Tax. Then comes the Joint Director or the Joint Commissioner. Then we have got a Deputy Director of Commissioner. Then Assistant Directors or Directors of Income Tax Officer, Tax Recovery Officer, and Inspector of Income Tax. So now let us look into the powers enjoyed by these various the hierarchy in the income and in the income tax. So the first comes here the Central Board of Direct Tax. It is also known as a CBDT. Here it is a supreme executive authority in the Department of Income Tax. This is the body which is supreme, which decides everything here. It has got administrative and controlling powers. It is constituted under the Central Board of Revenue Act of 1963. It works under the Ministry of the Central Government, and it will be headed by a director here. So it has the power of issuing of orders, instructions, and directions. That means here any assessment order or any kind or the method of filing of the return of income that will be done by the CBDT here, and the CBDT directs the every other authorities for this so that it will be help in the smooth functioning of the act here. So it also issues the general as well as specific orders. So these specific orders are the general orders which are issued in respect of the class of incomes, setting for the directions in respect of the procedure to be followed by the income tax authorities relating to the assessment. So how the assessment is to be carried out. So what is the due date of return? So for example, if there is any extension of the due date of return, that will be decided by the CBDT. You may be knowing because due to the COVID-19, so the due date which was there for individual assessee 31st July, which is now extended till 30th November. So like this here, if there are any modification with respect to the assessment, then the collection of the tax or the imposition of the any kind of the penalties that will be done by the CBDT here. It may authorize to admit any claim for exemption or deduction and refund here. In the sense, say for example, when this NDA government came with a project called as Namami Gange, which was inserted under Section 80G for the donation to the extent of 100% of the amount deductible. So that is that will be executed by the CBDT itself. So any kind of the exemptions which are going to be introduced, or any kind of the exemptions which are to be withdrawn, similarly the deductions also, and the procedure of refund, all that will be levied by the CBDT here. It also formulates the rules for implementing of section 44A with respect to the maintenance of the accounts by the professionals. Say for example, how the doctors, they need to maintain the accounts, even the, say for example, the chartered accountants, or it may be like the other kind of the any kind of the professionals, how they need to maintain their accounts, that will be directed by the CBDT here. Now let's move to the next one here, the Director General or the Chief Commissioner. Here these Director General is appointed by the central government. Here he performs the functions such as he is having the authority to appoint the income tax authorities below the rank of Assistant Commissioner. Then he enjoys the power of issue of the order conferring the power of assessing officers. Here the assessing officer means these are the officers which accepts the return from the assessees on the respective due dates, and they evaluate the returns whether they are their scrutiny will be done by these people, and then the further assessment order will be issued here. Then even they enjoy the power to make survey or inquiry. Even they enjoy the power of a search and seizure here. So these are the powers which are enjoyed by the Chief Commissioner. Then the next one comes here, Commissioner of Income Tax. Here the Commissioner of Income Tax is appointed by the central government. It is an appellate authority vested with the judicial powers. Here why it is called as appellate authority? Because if there are any discrepancies during the course of the assessment, that will be put before the Commissioner of Income Tax, and the Commissioner of Income Tax being an appellate authority, that will verify, that will hear the cases or the complaints lodged by the various assessees, and the assessment will be made, and finally the assessment order will be issued based on the judgment of the case here. So here is the appellate authority is nothing but it just acts like court. Then this Commissioner of Income Tax enjoys the power of discovery or production of the evidence. Say for example, once a return is filed by the assessee, and if the assessing officer found that there is something overstatement or understatement of the income, so when there is the understatement of the income by the assessee, then the Commissioner of Income Tax may direct the assessee to produce the necessary evidences so that the assessment is done appropriately. Then he enjoys the power to call for the information. Suppose, say for example, during the course of the assessment, if he finds that anything which is understated or overstated, and for the same he can get the necessary information from the assessee here. And the Commissioner of Income Tax enjoys the power to inspect the register of the companies. Say what type of the books are to be kept at the registered office. So all those things will be decided by the Commissioner of Income Tax. Even he enjoys the power to award or withdraw recognition to the Provident Fund. So here the Provident Fund, it is nothing but a scheme of saving here. So when this can be recognized and when this can be de-recognized, so that will be done by the Commissioner of the Income Tax. Even he enjoys the power of a penalty also. Now let's move to the Joint Commissioner or the Deputy Commissioner or Assistant Directors or the Deputy Directors here. Here this category of the officers, they are appointed by the central government. Their duty is to detect the tax evasion and supervise the subordinate officer. Here their duty is to detect the tax evasion means if any assessee who avoids the payment of the income tax by using the illegal means of the taxation, so they will go for the thorough scrutiny of the return filed by the assessee here. So they enjoy the power of regarding the discovery and production of the evidence. Even they enjoy the power of search and seizure also. They can ask the necessary information in order to make an appropriate assessment. Then even the power to make a survey or the inquiry about the income which is filed by an assessee here. They enjoy the power to inspect the register of the companies, and even they enjoy the power of imposing of the penalty also. So here the question of the penalty comes here when the assessee does not follow the guidelines which are issued by the income tax department. I mean to say, when there is a delay in making the payment of the tax within the stipulated time, in such case the Joint Commissioner has the authority to impose the penalty. Similarly, if the return filed by the assessee is inappropriate or if it is not in accordance with the Income Tax Act, then in such case he may order for the resubmission of the such return. In spite of this, if the assessee fails to file the return of income, or I mean to say what we call it as a revised return within the stipulated time or within the stipulated date, in such case the Joint Commissioner can impose the penalty to such an assessee here. Now, let's look into the powers of income tax officers here. Here the income tax officer, they are class 1 officers who are appointed by the central government, whereas income tax officer of class 2 are appointed by the commissioner or assistant commissioner. They come in contact with the assessee. So they are going to come into face with the assessees here. They enjoy the power of discovery and production of the evidence. Even they enjoy the power of search and seizure also. Even they can make a survey and inquiry. So this question comes only when they feel that the income which is stated by the assessee is understated. In such case, they can conduct a survey or they can make an inquiry about the income of the such an assessee here. And even they enjoy the rectification of the mistakes here. Suppose, say for example, if an assessee has committed any mistake in filing of his income or in claiming of any expenses, etc., in such case they can rectify and they may ask the assessee to submit the revised return of income. Even they can demand for the advance tax payment. Suppose if any assessee who wants to pay the advance tax, in such case they can go for demanding the advance tax payment and they can decide the dates of advance tax payment here. These are the authorities who are vested with the allotment of the PAN. There is a permanent account number. Then even they can impose the penalties. Thank you, dear students. If you have any comments, leave your comments in the comment boxes. Kindly watch the video till the end and like it, share among your friends and subscribe the channel. Thank you.